The similarities between these two companies are even though Shangri-La and Top Glove have different sectors, both companies must follow standard operating procedures (SOP). Top Glove does several ways to ensure employee safety and welfare to prevent the spread of COVID-19. For example, social distancing with a minimum 1 meter of gap is being implemented at all their factory premises such as canteen, rest area, and workplace, while Shangri-La implements cleanliness protocol and procedures. Their protocol includes increased frequency and full attention to deep cleaning of all high-touch surfaces and areas used by guests throughout the hotel, using medical-grade sanitizers and disinfectants which the United States Environmental Protection Agency approved. In June 2020, Shangri-La launched the Shangri-La Cares Commitment Campaign, launched in collaboration with Diversey, a world leader in hygiene, cleaning technology and service. The objective of the campaign is to increase guest confidence and protect their guests, employees in the new environment comprises COVID-19 operational guidance.
Next, look at debt efficiency ratio and comparable turnover index. Both of the company's Top Glove and Shangri-La Hotel show that they require for their business to pay debt has increased. It may be causes from the COVID-19 pandemic, which give a bad impact to both of the companies. In 2019, the ratio for account payable turnover index is 46 days, while for Shangri-La, the ratio is 155 days. Then, after the pandemic began, Top Glove and Shangri-La show an increase in the turnover rate, which show that both of the companies are struggling to pay their creditor. In 2020, the ratio for Top Glove and Shangri-La rose up to 67.46 days and 231 days respectively. Both companies were not so efficient during the COVID-19 crisis and facing a financial burden in terms of paying its creditor.
For the differences, Shangri-La Hotels was affected badly because of COVID-19 pandemic, and now the hotel is one of the places that people will never go to. According to Malaysian Association of Hotels, they clarified that hotel services are listed as essential services but cannot operate as usual. It is restricted to certain rules such as hotel services are only for quarantine purposes, isolation, contracted guests for critical workers and individuals. While for Top Glove when the pandemic started, it continued to operate because they produce medical essentials such as face masks and gloves. It is also listed as essential services just like Shangri-La, but it is slightly different in that Shangri-La cannot continue its business operation as normal, while for Top Glove, they still can continue their business even though they have some restriction in SOP.
Due to this restriction, the demand for Shangri-La Hotel decreased and impacted their revenue. Shangri-La Group revenue in the financial year 2019 is RM 524.019 million, while in the financial year 2020, the revenue is RM 172.092 million. We can see that the group revenue is dropped by 67.15% from 2019 to 2020. One of the causes that the demand for hotel service in Shangri-La has decreased is because the travel restriction implemented by government. While for Top Glove revenue in 2019, they got RM 4,801,139 million, and in 2020, 7,237,427 million. We can see that Top Glove revenue rose sharply from 2019 to 2020 because of the high demand of their product during this pandemic. Even though MCO causes every business to suffer in Malaysia, Top Glove there is unprecedented demand for glove, personal protective equipment, PPE and many more. The revenue for Top Glove is increasing rapidly.
In terms of financial performance, for liquidity current ratio, we can see that the current ratio for Top Glove is increased from 2019 to 2020, which indicates that Top Glove can pay its short-term obligation or settle the debts well compared to Shangri-La Hotel's current ratio, which decreased from 2019 to 2020, which shows that the company cannot pay its debts well. The pandemic started in 2020, which gave a positive impact to the Top Glove, while for Shangri-La Hotel, it did not give a positive impact.
For Top Glove, although the COVID-19 pandemic is over, it will mainly depend on the use of growth in the medical sector. Over the longer term, demand is expected to come from developing countries like China, India, and Russia, which are gradually increase their use of growth. At the same time, Top Glove will concentrate on the long-term planning. Like Top Glove has been working on acquiring land in Cambodia, Malaysia, and also Indonesia for the rubber plantation development to meet its own latex need in order to mitigate future volatility in latex costs.
For the share price of Top Gloves, this may have triggered short-selling glove stocks among investors on Bursa Malaysia due to the demand for gloves decreasing compared with during the pandemic. The share price will go back to normal Rm4 ringgit to Rm6 ringgit, and the average selling price ASP will lower down to normal due to the demand decreasing. The drop of ASP may lead to PAT of top glove decrease depending on the demand of gloves in the market. Furthermore, the export of gloves to the US and other countries will decrease according to the situation in each country. With vaccination programs in place around the world, statisticians predict the end of the supernormal cycle for the medical gloves industry, pointing to potential overcapacity and rising costs.
While for Shangri-La, the global economy will recover after the pandemics. The travel and hospitality industry will grow rapidly. According to Secretary of Tourism Rodolfo Elizondo, after the impact from the economic crisis and the outbreak of H1N1 influence in Mexico, the tourism sector registered a recovery at the close of year 2009, and that was reflected by the arrival of tourists, currency inflow, and also hotel occupancy. Same as Malaysia, after pandemic, the tourism sector of Malaysia may have rebound to recovery the arrival of tourists and hotel occupancy as year 2018 and also 2019, which in range 22 billion to 27 billion of arrival of tourists or higher than the record of arrival of tourists due to lockdown of global might immediately begin a tourist boom. And outbreak of COVID-19, travel agency and government will promote travel package in many countries of the world. Both business and leisure travel will increase sharply. Thus, we expect revenue of Shangri-La will go back to around 520,000 to 560,000 due to international tourists for Shangri-La may increase by 20% to 30%.
While for the Shangri-La, share price will return to normal before the pandemic or higher than that around Rm5 ringgit to Rm6 ringgit. Moreover, with the travel and hospitality industry recovering, Shangri-La will refine its rate management strategy, and upselling efforts should be boosted for maximized room yield. The revenue of Shangri-La will climb up. However, COVID-19 pandemic improves people hygiene awareness. This will make strength for Shangri-La due to Shangri-La Cash Assurance Program following guidelines from both the World Health Organization and local.
According to the ENSOF metrics, there are four main focuses for developing the new strategy: marketing penetration, marketing development, product development, and diversification. The metric is to help a company to achieve sustainable growth. It helps the company to determine the best ways to survive in future. Therefore, ENSOF metrics will describe and explain the new and existing market and the new and existing products or services through the new implementation of schemes or activities. Before adopting any strategy, both companies need to choose the strategy that is feasible with the risk that can be handled by themselves.
For Top Gloves, the ideal strategy will be product development strategy. It means that they need to develop a new product to cope with the existing market. Top Glove is required to develop new strategies to encourage more users to choose their products. Currently, awareness of environmental issue needs to be taken seriously. According to the research from Conserve Energy Future, they mentioned that the latex gloves are not recyclable. Because of the rubber material, one of the reasons is they use the latex glove to keep the dangerous or unwanted material off their hands. The glove will need at least 5 years to decompose. Top Glove can use this opportunity to focus on the production of the glove that are environmentally friendly. There is one type of material that can be used to replace latex, which is neutrally.
Nitride glue is one of the green products in the Top Glove. The cost for the nitride is more expensive compared to latex because the process is more complicated. Indirectly, the price will be higher. In order to minimize the cost and increase the reputation and revenue of the company, they need to focus on the nitride material gloves to increase their awareness and responsibilities towards environmental issues. They can increase the effectiveness in the production to reduce the cost, and they also can do research and development to find a better way to reduce nitrate in a way that lower the cost. They can apply eco-based technology from another company, which is Globus Glove. EBT is a technology that allows nitride and other synthetic fibers with gloves to biodegrade in landfills. The features of these gloves is it can fully 100% biodegrade in 5 years. It is made from organic material that will attract microbial activity in landfills. When disposed of in landfills, microorganisms consume, it can break down the EBT material in 3 natural compounds, which is organic soil, methane, carbon dioxide, which can create fertilizer without leaving zero waste behind. Most importantly, the performance of the protection is higher than latex.
For Shangri-La, they are facing problems during the pandemic. They have 2 types of strategy, which are the market penetration and product development, which depend on situation. After the pandemic is over, market penetration is the growth strategy that motivates the company to increase the sales of the current and service in existing market. This strategy is the lower risk in the comparison to other strategy in the ENSOF growth metric. Once the pandemic is over, there are several ways to achieve this strategy, which is special promotion. Shangri-La Hotel need to do promotion to attract customers, especially during the peak season, such as school holiday and festive celebration. For example, they can use applications such as Trivago to attract their customers. This can boost their sales by offering lower price than those competitors. This is because once the pandemic is over, tourists will come back as usual. Promotion is a good way for them to stimulate their market and to attract the customer.
For product development, if the world is still suffering from the pandemic, product development can be sustainable strategy for Shangri-La because they can try to develop new services or products in existing markets. The risk in this strategy is higher compared to market penetration. As the market is the same, they provide service for the tourists. They only need to change their services. Shangri-La can develop virtual tourism as a new service. Virtual tourism is a combination of virtual reality and tourism, which can facilitate the tourism experience without the need to travel anywhere physically. As we know, Shangri-La is located in China, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, Maldives, and Mongolia, and so on. Shangri-La can cooperate with other branches around the world and develop new ways of traveling by composing a video of a tourism destination in different branches in different countries. When someone in Kuala Lumpur wants to travel virtually to London, they can go into the Shangri-La Hotel in Kuala Lumpur. They can have the travel experience of London by wearing a VR headset. They also provide the hotel services when giving the virtual travel. This can reduce the expenses of the person and will not feel boring during the pandemic where there is still lockdown.